Hey, we got Rock City in the background.
Where?
See the pig over there?
Hmm.
That was Rock City.
Round 3, fight!
Ain't that Spider-Man?
Oh, those are the foot soldiers.
They look like Spider-Man.
They do.
Aura?
Aura.
They look like Spider-Man.
I guess. Sure.
They have like the red thing, the blue.
More red on purple rather than red on blue.
They've never made a TMNT like manga.
I don't know.
Like, oh, they should have at some point. I mean, it's ninjas. A lot of.
Yeah, but I think that this is like more like an American type of.
I get that, but I mean, they were comics. At some point, you crossroads within the manga genre.
I mean, Spider-Man has a manga.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Wolverine have a manga.
So why doesn't TMNT?
Thanks.
Because TMNT doesn't need a manga.
Neither does Wolverine. Neither does Spider-Man.
Got Kishimoto. They're currently doing a Naruto and TMNT crossover.
But it's a comic.
Yeah, but have Kishimoto do like a one-shot for TMNT to do his sort of other end.
Yeah, but I don't see
Yeah.
TMNT as a manga.
I do.
Why not?
It lends itself to the manga scene. Especially with the black and white, the original run.
Like the first ones?
The original run, the original Eastman.
Yeah, I see, but I don't see them as a manga type of show.
They're about manga, not anime.
What's the difference?
Manga
I'm talking
is-
like the books.
Oh, like the books?
Yeah.
They had comics.
TMNT is, I mean, book-wise, they're very simple to follow.
But they have an interesting story.
Yeah.
Yes, as a comic.
It could be a manga. No?
I think manga will be like a bit more complex.
Are you saying mangas are more complex than comics?
If that your stance.
I mean, mangas are bigger than comics. In terms of context, they need more pages. TMNT doesn't need too many pages to tell you a story.
Alright.
They just find us. You know, they're tortured, they're fighting the shredder, they're beating the shredder. They don't need that big backstory
Sure.
to like maybe Wolverine or Spider-Man that is like a book. Kind of like you can make a book of, you know, like a bigger comic than the TMNT.
I mean,
I
you
get
could have different like what ifs or different scenarios to tell alternate takes of the TMNT, and then that could still be more compelling. Spider-Man can have multiple takes, and Wolverine can have multiple takes, and why not let the TMNT have
They
multiple
already
takes
have multiple takes.
in the comics piece?
That's what the years they have like different backstories from
Then let one mangaka to do their own take.
compile. Yeah, but why? They compile all of them into one manga, like Volume 1, like World 1, World 2, World 3,
No, you just
and they're like different, you know.
Hmm.
I mean, in that case, I would, you know, take the manga book. Otherwise, I don't think they need.
I'm not saying they need it, but it would be cool. It would be cool if they had like a manga.
Would it be?
Yes, it would.
I mean, the DMTs, they're cool as they are. They don't need like a manga, maybe some other character.
I'm not saying it's mandatory. I'm saying it would be a cool optional thing to have in the sort of mythos of TMNT. To have a manga based on the TMNT.
For me, they don't need like the whole manga drama in their backstory. Maybe an anime.
It's about the point make a manga.
You say manga is a book. Anime is a TV show
That are based on books.
on the comic books.
Yes, then just do a manga.
The anime. Better to watch it than to.
But some people prefer to read it.
Yeah, but most people prefer to watch it.
Well, if you're an anime fan, you're also a manga fan. Some people prefer mangas over anime.
Manga are too long. You gotta start watching anime, doing whatever.
Some people prefer like subbed anime, like subtitled, they'll read it.
No, I don't like the subtitles.
Most people will probably prefer the manga version of an anime because the pacing in between the story beats is much more concise and more spread out rather than the sort of slow and very snail's pace of an anime version. So it's best just to read the manga so you could get through the arc in a more concise way and then to pad it out with unnecessary type of stuff. So
Sometimes they like have more mature stuff that happens in the manga that doesn't make it to TV.
Yeah, but I mean, that doesn't matter. Because I try to watch the show and start imagining the.
But you have the pictures.
Not all of them have pictures.
then
Well, then you're reading a book. You're not reading a manga.
every manga is a graphic novel.
Yeah, but I mean, would you read a
I get where you're coming from. Most people would probably like to watch rather than read it.
exactly? It's like, for example, Mortal Kombat. Would you rather watch a TV show of Mortal Kombat or would you rather play a video game of Mortal Kombat?
I mean, that's a no-brainer. You want to play the game because that's where it came from.
Same thing with the Turtles for me.
No, the Turtles came from a comic book.
Okay, the first thing I did with the Turtles was a show, not a comic. So that depends what you see first. You saw first the Turtles, then you might have. If you're talking anime or manga, I would rather watch the anime than read the manga. In case of the Turtles.
You wouldn't read like Naruto if you had the option between like watching it and reading it.
Oh, I would rather watch it. I like the visuals of the way that they use the jutsus, the way that they do the fights. I'd rather watch it I can imagine the fights, but the way that they make the fights on the shows are way too.
Yesterday I was watching this scene where like Asuma dies and like Shikamaru and like his dad are playing shogi, and then like Shikamaru he like has like an emotional breakthrough. Like he has an emotional breakthrough. That's something that doesn't happen in the manga. That's something that was created for the show.
Shows.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. And you can see like, so you can like feel it too, because when I watched when the match between Hida and it was what?
Kakazu.
Kakasu, the immortal duo against Team Asuma, and you see the way he dies. You ask like he don't use the like that sealing jutsu that he has with the ritual, and they were trying to like take him out of the circle, right? And he, his last moments, he was talking to Shikamaru, right? And she got goosebumps. He kind of whispered to Shikamaru to take care of the king. Speaking of the Sen Hokage, who's the father of Konohamaru?
No idea.
Or who's the parents?
I'm assuming he died in battle or something,
I
right?
assume so.
Konohamaru was a grandkid, right?
Grandkid and the nephew to Asuma.
Why did they say that he was the nephew of Asuma?
Konohamaru refers to Asuma as Uncle Asuma.
And who's the parents of, because it's never shown. We saw like the Ebisu.
Isn't he a sensei?
He's the sensei of Team Konohamaru.
I saw he was just appointed to.
At first, but he later became the official sensei of Team Konohamaru.
Ebisu, I don't think Ebisu could be qualified as a teacher. I think Iruka as an elementary teacher, right? I think he will be more qualified than Ebisu to lead the.
You only been exposed to him in the original series. You never actually see him in the Shippuden era.
Did you watch his fight against Pain?
He held his own.
He didn't have his own, he got beat up. It was Konohamaru, the one that held his own. Konohamaru beat a Pain.
But Ebisu was brave enough to face a pain. I would consider that to be more qualified. He went straight
He
first
was-
to battle in certain death. Isn't that what a sensei is supposed to do?
He was getting beat up, he wasn't fighting back.
He may not have succeeded, but he
was getting
still
squashed by Pain.
took courage, took guts.
I mean, so was Kakashi.
No,
Kakashi died.
I mean, it's not like he died, he sacrificed. So Joji could get the information to like Tsunade.
Ebisu survived, Kakashi died.
The only reason Ebisu survived, it was because of Konohamaru.
A student he taught.
A student that Naruto taught.
To be fair, Konohamaru uses the Rasengan.
Yes.
That's not something Ebisu taught. That's something Naruto taught.
Still, in the 3 years that Naruto was absent, he
Wait,
trained
hold on. Who was one of the one that helped Naruto?
This is not the argument. I'm defending Ebisu's qualification. I'm not arguing who taught more. You're trying to create a fake argument of who's stronger. You're trying to create a fake argument, bro.
The Rasengan.
No, that's not the argument I'm making. You're trying to win an argument that did not make. You're arguing that
Kakashi was know how to do the Rasengan.
you're creating scenarios that I did not make.
I'm not creating.
This is your MO. This has been your MO since the very beginning. You've been creating scenarios that nobody has made to one up me.
I'm not creating anything.
Yes, you are.
I'm just saying, Ebisu wouldn't be qualified as a squad teacher. Maybe as like a kid sensei, but he's not qualified to make a squad leader.
I would agree with you. I feel like Ebisu's not. I mean, we haven't seen. I personally haven't seen him in like a real mission. I don't know. He's just. I mean, the fact that he's able to just like lose Naruto and Konohamaru in the village without
Ruka.
focusing. Huh?
Todoroki.
That's what he's saying. Ibisu's more qualified to be in an Naruto role.
Yeah, he would be more like
Not a sensei.
Like maybe an elementary teacher.
I mean, Kakashi was like remember the bells? He had to keep an eye on all of them. He had to really keep focus on all of them. Ebisu couldn't keep track of where Konohamaru was, let alone 3.
The first official mission is to track down a cat. That was their first official mission in Shippuden.
Who,
Konohamaru squad.
But I'm talking about like when, because there are points where Konohamaru just like gets lost in the first seat, like the first
Part 1. That was
part 1.
That was before he became an official shinobi.
See,
And then when he became an official shinobi, Ebisu took his role more seriously. I guess he's no longer Konohamaru, no longer the kid he was, and all that type of stuff.
I would have to rewatch those parts.
that what I mean, silly. I don't think he would be like, maybe like be a teacher in like the school, like Iruka or Luis Iruka, but not like going into missions. They're like being in front of the squad.
He might also be part of the group of people that were like rewritten for Shippuden. You know, like Itachi was rewritten 100%. Itachi in part 1 was clearly a villain. He was a villain. But afterwards, they rewrote him to probably be a better person.
Now rewritten, they just expanded on his character.
Sure, but I mean, I don't know. The way that they write him is just so.
I mean, in the first part, he looked more like a.
He was a bully, bruh.
Yeah, not like a monkey cross with a dinosaur.
Is it like a bat with a monkey? Because the nose is very bad.
No, the one that I have.
Oh.
Isn't that the Triceratops?
Yeah, but he see the way it looks.
Kind of like Blanca.
Looks like what?
Blanca from Street Fighter.
Yeah. Like some sort of like a humanoid Triceratops. You know, one of them that I wish they would have given more screen time. Zabuza.
He died in the first part too.
Okay, but I mean, I wish they would have like giving him more screen time.
I think the guy was more than
Who won?
necessary.
Oh. What were you saying?
Majority, I think Zabuza got the screen time he kind of deserved. He really didn't need to take up as much screen time as he needed to because we needed to get the story up and going. He was more like the first true villain of the series, and so
Yeah, but I mean,
It was also like kind of a filler kind of thing at points. Like he was I wouldn't say he was a forgettable character because he's the first like real force to be reckoned with. But I mean, if you really think about it,
if you think about it and compare it to the villains and antagonist in Naruto. He's very small. He's not as big as your Orochimarus or your Itachis or your Pains or your Madaras or your Danzos. Compared to those villains, he's very.
But they built him up to be so big, like.
I think it's more the how people speak about Zabuza is what brought him up. It's more about the energy he brings.
Yeah, but if Mitsuki was able to come back, and Mitsuki was what, like, Mitsuki got beat up by Luca.
By Naruto.
Well, by Kid Naruto, they barely know how to, like.
They brought him back for one episode only, so.
Still, they brought him back.
Well,
And brought back Zabuza and Haku for a whole arc. I think that's more than
Yeah,
enough.
but I know. Okay, they brought him out as a Edo Tensei.
Yes.
As a animation. But I'm saying that they don't sound like they would have maybe like give him like a little bit more.
And also Mizuki, his brought back was just a filler arc. It never happened in the manga.
Yeah, but still, he was brought back for a few.
That canonically never happened.
Did you watch the episode?
I read the manga. I read the story.
Did you watch the
Kishimoto-
episode? Because I remember watching the episode.
Well, I remember reading
It
the
might
manga.
not be canon to any, like to the main story, but he did came back.
But they never mentioned it afterwards. The anime team wanted a sort of villain for their next filler arc. So they brought back Mizuki, even though technically his story just ended with episode 1. So he really had no reason to come back. I'm talking about the story that Kishimoto wrote, not what the anime team wrote.
Still, they brought him back.
They, the anime team, not Kishimoto, the
Doesn't matter
creator.
if it's Kishimoto or whoever,
well, what's the argument here? I don't.
that they should have given Sausa more screen time.
Kishimoto brought Zabuza and Haku back for an entire arc, for multiple
I'm not-
chapters and multiple
yeah, but I'm not
episodes,
talking about
and they
them
brought more depth.
animated. It's like they would have maybe like Itachi, right? That he come back every once in a while. Maybe they should have.
But then what logical reason would there to bring more attention to a character that technically already died? Their story already wrapped up.
They make him like, I don't know, ninja stuff. They didn't exactly die. They got.
Bro, we saw them die.
I think his death was important. You know, it wasn't like. For me personally, I was like, this was like Naruto and his team finding out what the real ninja world is.
Okay.
After the academy, they're assuming that the ninja world is something. This tells them it's
the real-
deadly, it's
This is
violent,
This is the real world.
unforgiving, and
Yeah, but
even
I
the
mean-
people that you don't want to die can.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, for me, Sausa was like kind of like a good bad character, or like a,
That's why his death was the best. You know? If it was someone that was just like bad, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered as much as it does. You know? I think it does like serve as like the thing that sets Naruto for what it is.
I think what
At
makes
that point.
Zabuza and Haku so good is because their story already wrapped up when they were first introduced in their arcs. They had a clear beginning, middle, and end, and that's why they're so good. And their death really affect both Naruto and Sasuke and the wider Team 7 as a whole. The lesson that they took from the Land of Waves arc was
or maybe make like a backstory.
Okay, I see what you're talking
You
about.
know, maybe
Like a separate story.
a separate story of like.
so like a one shot.
Huh?
Like a one shot, or like how they did like a deep dive on Kakashi's backstory.
Yeah, like more screen time to get to know more about Sausa.
What would you want to know about Zabuza?
Why he became a rogue ninja. You know, why made him... Because he was, for what we saw, remember, he was like one of the top ninjas in the Hidden Mist. He was like one of the 7 deadly ninja
Yeah.
sword in the mist.
The
I think
Seven
they.
Deadly Swordsman or something like that.
I think they tackled it when they brought him back in the Fourth Ranger War arc, and they also brought back all the other members of the
They brought back
Seven.
the mist, like the 7 ninja mist
and they addressed that topic when they brought them back, along with Zabuza and Haku.
No, but I mean, them in general, right? I'm talking about Zabuza and Haku.
Yeah, I think they already tackled that question when they were brought back in the Fortune of the War arc.
Yeah, but I think that what they asked Kakashi, why are we here? Why are we back? Are we supposed to be dead? I mean, I haven't watched that the full, but I think that's what they were like complaining about, or like.
I think they tackled their sort of history and
Yeah, they tackled the history. I think after what happened with the bridge, they made like a bridge, and then they made after Naruto, they play a big role on Naruto's life. It was like a big part of what inspired Naruto to be like a big star, or do what, you know, everything you want to do good in the ninja world. But I mean, what drives Zabuza to be like a mercenary? And kind of like what somehow like what they did with Haku. That Haku was explaining Naruto how Zabuza sort of saved him. What drives Zabuza to be, instead of like let's say Kakashi, that he was like one of the best ninjas ever. Zabuza was kind of like the opposite, right? What drove Zabuza to be a rogue ninja?
I don't know, maybe like power. He could have been like some sort of bounty hunter. Wasn't he a mercenary?
He was a mercenary.
or probably he
He turned himself from a ninja to a ninja mercenary.
or probably
Some betrayal or something.
or probably he was given an order from the head of the hidden mist, and that he didn't agree with the order, and he got defected, as it were.
Whatever the reason might have been. I mean, I would like to see what, like,
Then
a little
you're
bit dark.
kind of asking for Kishimoto, the creator, to make a one-shot manga for Zabuza. But I know you will never read it because you don't like the manga.
What do you mean I don't like the manga? Just because I haven't read the manga, I have never said I don't like the manga. I just rather watch the show, but if there is a manga I do like, or you know, I will read the manga.
Is there anything you would rather read than watch? Anything that you said, I'll read this because I want to read it, I don't want to watch it.
I don't know, man. I mean, but if I know there is a like, let's say Harry Potter, right? I read Harry Potter, like the third one. I read it as long as I would watch the movie before reading
The book.
the book, because how long they are.
The book is only as long as you're invested in.
No, but the books are long.
I have 3.
Is how many pages?
You got Prisoner of Azkaban?
It's like 400 pages, something like that.
I mean,
That's a long book for me to read.
Sure.
You know, I might read like a novel, or I have read some books. Julio Verne.
Jules Verne.
Huh?
Jules Verne.
I don't know how it is.
He wrote the Journey to the Center of the Earth, from Earth to the Moon. He's on the lines of the same type of generation who made the sort of Treasure Planets, or no, Treasure Islands.
Have you read the Little Prince? I read the Little Prince. I used to have the Little Prince.
I think that Jules Verne.
Huh?
I think that was Jules Verne.
No, that wasn't Jules Verne, but still a book.
Not the same sort of genre as Jules Verne's books. Because Journey to the Center.
Still a book.
There was some French guy who wrote it. I don't remember his name.
It was like a compilation of like adventures that.
It's because it's the book doesn't make it the same type of story. I'm talking about in terms of genre, in terms of space that they exist in. Jules Verne's very more fantastical, very fantasy, very adventure. Whereas the Little Prince,
The one that he's around the world in 80 days.
Jules Verne.
I read the book.
I think he also did the Beast from 100 Fathom, I believe. I think I may be wrong in here, but it deals like a beast inside the sea. Beast of 1,000 Fathoms, I believe. No, that's what it's called. That's the movie. I'm probably mixing up multiple sources, so.